Good morning, beautiful people. Today we have the IFBB Pro Women's Bodybuilder 2022 Olympian. Welcome, Miss Donna Williams.
How
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. For everybody watching, I'm the host. Rob Lason, and we are here to get to know Donna, a little bit of about Donna's life, where she came from, what got her into bodybuilding, what got her motivated to be about that life, that lifestyle, in and out of the gym every day. We want to hear Donna's story, her testimony today. So Donna, please, if you can just tell us about you.
I am just a regular person. On the inside, people tend to shy away from talking to me and stuff because the title or whatever. So if you ever meet me in public, I'm a chatty Cathy. So put my pants on just like everybody else, one leg at a time. So I'm very approachable and just I'm a fun-loving person. But a little past history about me. I'm the second oldest of six kids. I come from a very large family. My dad is a Marine. He's no longer active, of course, or anything, but my brother just retired from the Air Force as a master sergeant. My son is no longer active, but he was in the Army as a Cav Scout. My grandpa retired from the Air Force and went to work for NASA. So I have a big love for our military members, retired or active. So that's a little bit of hindsight on where I get my love for the military. Before I was competitively competing in the bodybuilding world and stuff, I served as a civilian medic and a firefighter for 17 years. So now my love for helping people went from one end of the spectrum to another. So the things I see now are a lot better than, of course, what I saw when I was fighting fires and dealing with the medic stuff. So that truly inspired me to keep going and helping people because I want to see people continue to do well and stay healthy. So that's just a little bit of my history.
Wow. So you're doing a lot for your community. You got a big family, military family background, and you're doing a lot of amazing things. And that's kind of why we wanted to bring you on here to get the scoop about what was going on with you. And so, we really appreciate you coming on here with us. We're doing suicide prevention. So, we'll get to that in a little while. But, we want to know more about the Donna. What's the everyday Donna like? I mean, tell us a little bit about like, what got you in the gym? What motivated or inspires you to like just to be about that life, because uh you're winning. You're a winner, Donna. You're a pro woman's bodybuilder, 2022 Olympian. I mean, you're not only in the gym training, but you're winning competitions. So,
A little bit of the history behind me getting started. All through high school, I dealt with an eating disorder, which a lot of young girls and men do too. So I ended up in the gym with a friend, and he helped me learn how to train correctly. That way I had control of what was going on how my body would change and things. Taught me how to eat, things like that. And so it just kind of went from I was scared to death to be in public, in a bathing suit to here I am on this stage asking people to judge me for what I look like. But I found that I could replace that fear with knowing that I had a little bit of control. And I enjoyed being in the gym. I'm a tomboy, so I don't like doing a whole lot of girly things. And this is something that I did good at. So we just continued it. So, it was a way for me to maintain being healthy. And, and it was something I enjoyed. So it just kind of carried over. And after the first competition, I was kind of hooked. So I was like, let's see what we can do with this. So 2017, I turned pro. And then this past December, I was able to go to the Olympia, which has been a lifelong dream of mine. So it's been an amazing couple of last 5 years has been really awesome because you're always trying to better yourself, and that's what I enjoy about the sport is it's you against yourself in the mainstream of things, and you're constantly just trying to get better each and every day. So it's a lifestyle. It's not something you just do on occasion. You live this every day. I get up every morning, make all of my meals for the day fresh, and I go in, train, and then I also work. So my job now is that I train people in the gym. So I can say that I pretty much live in the gym. So, and I'm one of those people that I want to look like I fit the part of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep people from developing bad habits, help them learn new good habits, and something that they can carry with them for the rest of their life, keep themselves healthy. And in the end, most people are a lot happier when they're healthy. So, and it doesn't mean that the people that I'm training have to be like me, as diligent as me, but just instill those good habits and encourage them to live a healthier lifestyle. So that's about it in a nutshell. My day's crazy, to be honest with you.
Insane. It sounds like it's insane over there with you.
It's very structured. So I'm a very structured person. So, I like my timelines. Everything has its place and its purpose. Everything is measured or scheduled out, so I'm used to doing the timeline and the keeping everything in check like it's supposed to be. So there's no guessing of what I have to eat either. It's already cooked and made. I just pull out a container and warm it up and eat it.
What kind of stuff? What's your go-to if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's your favorite go-to in the morning for your food?
So, like in the off season, or what I like to call improvement season, most people call it off season. I'm all about a nice bagel and a bunch of egg whites or an omelet or something. But in my competition season, it's generally like oatmeal or like cream of rice. I like to use cinnamon or blueberries to flavor, and a bunch of eggs. So that's my typical. I'm not
Yeah.
against some pancakes though. I'm human. I'm human. Every now and then I indulge. So I like some good pancakes, but most people wouldn't like my pancakes. I make mine myself. I like to use like oatmeal and egg whites and blend it up and then top it with whatever I want to top it with. So
Oh, that's a serious pancake.
yeah, it's healthy. Healthy and easy. It's usually what we have in our cupboard and in our fridge. You just blend it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and, use fresh fruit or whatever, use sugar-free syrup or whatever. So you can make being healthy taste good.
Yeah.
You just got to experiment with stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'll have to come over and try your pancakes sometime.
I'm all about sharing my recipes.
Nice.
You have to get creative. There's a lot of stuff in everything that we buy that's prepackaged and stuff like that. And that's what I try to teach people is like the preservatives and stuff. And those have inflammation properties, and it even goes to how we think and stuff. Like it actually can affect our brain, the inflammation in our brain from all the processed foods and stuff. It makes a huge difference on how you feel and things like that. Like I went through a huge course on just the effects of food and how the inflammation in the brain can affect us. And so I've learned to share that with my veterans and stuff because I myself, I had to medically retire from being a medic and a firefighter because of PTSD. And that's one of the things that prompted me to do more research and take more courses and things like that. And I found that I feel so much better when I don't have that stuff. My thinking isn't fogged. I used to suffer with really bad depression. I don't suffer from that anymore. So I try to take what I learn and pass that along if I think that's going to help somebody. So food for thought, to be honest, no pun intended, but food for
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
how it actually affects our bodies and our brains. So, but yeah, it's pretty strategically planned out each day and stuff. But in the improvement season, I allow myself a little extra stuff here and there, little extra calorie days.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? So.
Yeah, I don't like to use the word diet. You know, that's to most people that's a 4-letter dirty word. I don't consider it dieting. It's just healthy eating, you know.
Yeah, you got to enjoy what you do and what you eat, you know.
Mhm.
And you definitely has to be fun. You know, when you wake up in the morning, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing in your
Right,
life. You know, if you're
right.
doing something, you got to make sure it's enjoyable. Uh, you know, make sure everything's spiced up or you got the flavors how you need it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my mouth is watering right now thinking about some of that food. I'm hungry now. I
And that's the thing is
was.
that, like if you just think outside the box and use
Mhm.
spices and like other foods, like there's other foods that can draw out flavors in like your proteins and stuff. So like I love bison and venison. Like a lot of people don't like those. They're like, oh, it's too gamey. You have to know how to cook it and things like that. So you know, just experiment with your spices and all of the other foods that could draw out flavor and just learn that food's your friend. Food's not the enemy.
Hey, do you know anything about iron and zinc?
A little.
Okay. They come from beef, right? What if you're on like a only chicken? What do you tell somebody who's on only a chicken and seafood meat diet? Are they getting enough nutrients?
So you can there's various vegetables that you can throw in there, but iron is something that's very hard to absorb, just like calcium. So you need to make sure that you're not contradicting what you're trying to do. So do a little research with like your foods and stuff. And you know, if you need to supplement it, use an iron supplement. I know I used to have a really bad iron deficiency, and I started reverting to my red meats to help with that. I don't do good with nuts, like peanuts and things like that, or almonds and stuff. So I reverted to, you know, using more bison and more venison. I know that they're like range free, so everything is natural. They're not. There's nothing that's processed with these animals, and so that's one of my main sources. But investigate your vegetables and stuff that you could add in there if you don't want to take a supplement.
Yeah, because I talked to some guys and that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to get their diet properly so they're getting all their nutritions and stuff
Mm-hmm.
correct. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's important to make sure that you research, even if the people that I have that I train, you know, if they're asking me questions about like certain supplements or whatever, I'm like, do your research. Don't just take my word for it. You know, I'm not going to give them false information, but I'm like, do your own research on these things. You know, that way you can educate yourself as well. You know, I do really well to educate my clients and stuff, but there's only so much that I can give them that they're going to actually digest, you know, as far as the information. So if they go in and they research on their own, you know, at their pace and stuff, then they tend to, you know, hang on to that, or they might actually learn something more, retain it, you know. So I'm a big person when it comes to researching for yourself. So many people just want to be told what to do rather than do their own research.
So you say Google it. Does that mean read a book or Google?
No, you can Google. There's tons of stuff on the internet, and I usually send people and stuff like that. When I tell them I want them to read up on something, I'll send them
Yeah.
specific things because you know how the internet is. You know, everything is on the internet, and there's so many different resources out there. But most of the stuff that I send to people are actual, you know, articles that was done by like doctors and things to
Right.
back
Yes.
up.
Official.
Not
Yeah.
just what Meathead Joe said in the gym or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Meathead Joe. He knows best. It's
yeah, what they
especially.
call that bro science. I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
I'm not about the bro science. I mean, I've been in the gym for a long time, and I considered myself, you know, up until probably I'm still figure I'm hardcore, but not what most people would consider hardcore, like slinging weights and making all kinds of noise. But, you know, I've been around it and I've seen it. And I mean, I've had people that I've trained for just a couple of months and they turn around and they start training people. You know, I'm like, you have to understand that you're dealing with people's lives here. You have to know what you're talking about and be able to explain things to people and, you know, not just place fifth at a show and then decide you're a personal trainer. You know, there's more to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to be able to train properly, the proper way. So
I
with
tell people when
diet.
they, yeah, I tell people when they come to me, I hope that they look at me as though I'm like um, a university or something, or I'm a college class that they're taking and I'm their professor. Each time that we meet, because I like to do a whole lot of like in-house training, which I call in-house is train one-on-one with people in the gym. I also do online training, but when I'm with them, you know, they have a whole entire hour to just drill me with questions and things like that while we're training and stuff. If they don't take something away from me each and every week that they train with me, then I'm not doing my job. My job is to teach them so they can take this and go on with their lives eventually. I'm not going to keep giving them just enough that they have to be coming back forever. I'm not that trainer. I won't do that. I'm praying that I teach you something and it stays with you for a lifetime. And hopefully you'll go and you'll share that with somebody and help somebody else be motivated to get healthy. So I guess it just goes with years of experience. I'm a little bit passionate about, you know, people taking advantage of people and things like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody watching now, are you taking new clients right now, or you kind of pretty much already booked out for a while, or?
I'm taking on a couple more online clients, people who want, you know, I can draw up your meal plans and your workout plans and stuff like that. I'll probably take on one or two more people in-house here in Louisville. I train at Everyday Athletes, so they would have to join that gym and you know, come train one-on-one in there. And I offer too, if people just want to come one time and just say that they trained with an Olympian, you know, I schedule those also.
Okay.
The season is upon me to decide which show I'm getting ready to do. I have to requalify for the Olympia, and that's in November. So the rules changed this year. There's no point system. So you have to win a show. So I won the New York Pro last year to qualify for the Olympia. So now I just have to buckle down and decide which show I'm going to go win so I can go on to the Olympia. So yeah, I've got one or two spots left and then a couple on the online also. And they can just email me if you want to put my email on there in the comments or whatever.
Okay. And you said this is in Louisville?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Louisville Slugger and Muhammad Ali's, what is it, a museum. We've got Louisville Slugger here. We've got the Kentucky Derby. So I will say we are also home of, I'm going to give a little shout out here to Active Heroes, which is a military organization that I work closely with. I'm very passionate about this organization. We've got 147 acres out in Shepherdsville, which is only about a 20-minute drive outside of Louisville. And our mission is to, you know, reduce veteran suicide. And we have so many things that are offered to our military, whether they be active or inactive, and the families. So there's just so much to share. You can go to activeheroes.org and check out everything that's free to everyone. We have log cabins that families come and stay in for a weekend or whatever, free of charge, you know, to get away from the world. You know, we want to offer things outside of the uniformed life, you know. So I had personal experience myself utilizing this organization, and I'm telling you, they're there to help. And it's not just, you know, a group of people saying that they're going to help. These people are amazing. So check them out. Get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go enjoy what they have to offer. There's so much fishing ponds, we do disc golf, we have a big pavilion where we have music groups come out. Just 147 acres of God's country. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. And this is open to pretty much veterans, family, anybody.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like, we don't want to take anything away from our military members, but our families, they go through a lot too. So we offer it for the entire family. We have tons of activities, just so many things. I can't list them all off, but I researched them before I got involved with them, and as a pro athlete in a couple of different sports and stuff, I have to be careful with affiliations and stuff. And this is one that I researched it up and down, and hands down, you can find out where every penny goes that's donated. Like, we have people like Ford, Home Depot, big partners like that help us, strive to make our military members' lives better.
Yeah, that's amazing. That really is.
Yeah.
So
I've done rucks with them. I've done pound challenges with them. I mean, it's so amazing how they get everybody involved in everything. So
you're doing your thing in the gym, you're volunteering, you're helping people in your community. When do you have time for yourself, or that, you pretty much don't, huh?
Well, I don't want to say I don't have time for myself, but those things make me happy. So I'm one of those helper healer type people. Those things make me happy. Monetary things don't make me happy. So as long as I feel like, I'm helping somebody, I'm happy. The bodybuilding is about the only thing that I do for myself. It's the 1 hour in the gym that I'm training that I do for me. And, regardless of like Instagram, social media, and all of that stuff, I was doing this before all of that came along, but I do this for me. This is one way that I can give to me. And, I like to challenge myself. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to go on, but I know that I enjoy getting up and saying, okay, I've got to be better than what I was yesterday. How am I going to do that today? So I like to challenge myself. I'm all up about a challenge. So for me to be saying that, I don't have time for myself, that's the time I make for myself. Because, I'm married, I've got dogs, I've got a kiddo, I've got grandbabies, I've got my mom and dad are still with us, so I've got a lot of things that I like to spend time with. But I figure giving myself 1 hour a day is not going to be that bad,
No,
And the people that I meet in the gym, that's a big thing. Is like, I'm a social butterfly, so I love meeting new people in the gym. I tell you what, like, I used to have like an ISO room at the old gym that I was at. And I had it set up to where all the veterans or any of the active duty people could come in and they could get a cup of coffee, grab a water out of the fridge. And it was just the camaraderie and stuff that I had, with those guys and stuff. Like, it was amazing. It's amazing the people that you meet, the military members, number one, but just people in general, so that's what I love, is like, I get paid to do what I love,
Yeah.
People, and I get to hear about their stories and their families and their dogs and, their vacations and stuff. So I like that. So I have time for myself.
That's cool. And it sounds like you have a really, really amazing family and a good support group and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty cool. You had a little coffee shop for the veterans and stuff.
Yeah, that gym closed. The gym that I'm at now, we really don't have an area for it, but I'm hoping that we'll figure a way to do that again. Cause we would have coffee, I would have a coffee, like, social once a month. And I would have, like an activity once a month for all of the members to come to, or whatever. We play pickleball. I mean, It's fun stuff. I mean, it's a lot of fun stuff, but
Pickleball. What's is that like?
it's a hybrid between tennis and ping pong.
Oh, okay.
Like, I am terrible at tennis. I'm not the best at pickleball, but I have a blast playing pickleball. I mean, it's so funny. Like, it's a
Yeah.
smaller court.
Yeah.
And the balls are like wiffle balls, but the paddles are not necessarily ping pong paddles, but they're not necessarily tennis rackets either. So it's fun. It's fun. Research it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch a game of that when I get down there.
Yeah, we've got there's
Some
a place
pickleball and some coffee.
Yeah, there's a place around here that actually hosts like pickleball tournaments and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that play it that I had no idea what this thing was, but it's huge. It's fun.
That's like the local sport, huh?
I don't know about the local sport, but there's a lot of people who love to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's championships and tournaments and stuff in it too.
Oh, so it might be big. A lot. That's a big game then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm in the gym all the time, and there's nothing like that in the gym. But when I was doing the Active Heroes, like I was their activity coordinator and stuff. So it was like one of my clients, her husband teaches tennis, and she was like, have you ever played pickleball before? And I'm like, no, but I'm looking for a fun activity for our group to do. And she was like, you got to come by the shop and we'll teach you how to play. It was done. I loved it. So I had no idea that this sport existed. So
is it kind of we played dodgeball growing up. You know what dodgeball is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just not hitting people with the ball.
Yeah.
Because there's sections of the court that they call the oven or the stove. Yeah. You can't. The rules are hilarious because you can't touch the ball if it bounces in this box or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You'll be the next pickleball champion, I'm sure. You're gonna investigate it, go play it, and then you're gonna be like hooked.
Is it maybe it's like beer? Is it like beer pong?
No. I mean, I guess you could have alcohol, but none that I've seen.
When you're done drinking the coffee, you play pong ball, coffee ball instead of beer pong, coffee pong.
And the coffee, and you have to drink espresso shots.
Yeah.
You see that everywhere.
Yeah.
That would be something I would play though.
Yeah. Hot too. If it was hot coffee, make them take a shot of it.
Oh. No longer would you have taste buds. You wouldn't have to worry about what your food tasted like.
Yeah. They'll be begging for iced coffee. They'll say, "No, let's play with iced coffee now. Let's use the hot coffee."
Yeah, I like my coffee. I don't know. Yeah. I don't like my coffee super hot though. I'm a chugger. Like I don't sip on my coffee in the morning. I chug my coffee.
Yeah, like a drink, just like a little drink. Get up and go drink.
It's all those years being on fire and EMS. You had to scarf your food and chug your drink because you never knew when you were going to get called out.
So, tell me about your little fire and EMS. How was that? Because I mean that's pretty serious. You said 17 years you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you were out there saving lives for 17 years.
Yeah. It was
because anybody who calls or has an emergency, you're the first one to show up on the scene.
Yeah, it's a very thankless job, and it's definitely jobs that not everybody can do. So I feel like I was very blessed to have the skill to be able to do that. I tell you what, there's just moments that you wonder why you're doing that because you see things that you shouldn't be seeing. Somebody purposely hurt somebody, or and then there was always days that it turned out great. You did something well to help someone because it wasn't always about accidents and things like that. We were very involved in our community and teaching the community, how to do CPR or how to keep their houses safe and things like that. So there was good and bad, but in the long run, like I didn't didn't aspire at the very beginning to be a firefighter and a paramedic. I know I wanted to be involved in helping people, but I didn't know where I was going to go with it. I'd worked in medical offices, I did phlebotomy, I worked in hospitals and things like that. But, over the course of years, I got more interested, become an EMT, was on the fire department just as, a rookie or whatever. And then before I knew it, I'm years in, and, I was being forced to retire, and I found myself upset about it. I knew my love for what I was doing was there, but I didn't realize how much I actually loved being in those occupations. So, it was a stern blow to my stomach when they were like, you can't do this anymore. And I had been personally training on the side. I'd help guys on the fire department get ready, for like their fire tests and stuff, like different tests we had to go through, physical agility classes or tests and stuff we had to go through, and people at EMS, can you help me with my diet or whatever? But I never ever thought that I would have to be forced to leave there rather than me leaving on my own, So I was like, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? That's all I've ever known, is the medical field and da 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 da. So when my retirement came, I just started picking up different clients and stuff and training and things. And I felt the relief that, I knew God was watching over me. He was guiding me where I needed to be in things, but I felt like the relief of I can still help people. And that was my whole thing, is I need to be able to help people. How am I going to help people? I know how to run and burn fires. I know how to, use the jaw of life and pop open a car door. I know how to, do CPR, start an IV, whatever. But it was like, how do you help people after that? So I just found a way to weave my personal training into that. And then the results of what I was helping people with was so gratifying. When you drop somebody off at the ER, you don't know what's going to happen afterwards because they don't contact you afterwards, especially now with HIPAA and all of that stuff, you can't just, ask how somebody did or whatever, and the same with, personal training. I can see the results and I have a relationship with these people, and even after I'm done with a client, I still have a relationship. Like, these people are comfortable enough with me that they'll contact me and say, hey, just checking in and saying, hey, this is what I've done, and, whatever. So that's how I kind of just like did the switch over. It was difficult, because I felt like oh, I don't have a purpose,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But how amazing it is that, the full circle come around, and it's like, now I absolutely love what I do, and I don't know what I would be doing other than this, so especially on days like today when it was snowing, I was like, oh, I don't miss being out in that stuff.
Oh, you guys are snowed in, huh?
No, we're not snowed in, but like when you're doing fire and EMS, you're out in every element. I can control my element now. I'm inside all the time.
Yeah. It's better, yeah, than sitting in the cab, huh? With the truck running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, full circle, I say everything happens for a reason. And like I said, I was blessed to be able to do what I did. And it was a blessing. It wasn't a blessing at the time when I had to leave. Like, I was really worried and didn't know how I was going to provide for my family and things like that. But, God provided. So I just had to sit back and be patient.
God is good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. And here we are. I'm still helping people, and I'm loving what I'm doing, and praying and hoping that, people see that, you can come up against hard times, but, just keep trugging along, and it'll work out.
So you being in the field, that have you ever dealt with any suicide calls? Is that okay if I ask about that?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Have you ever had to respond to anything like that? Or
yeah, I tell you what, the last month of my my career as a medic was probably the most difficult month of my career. I would have attempted suicides or suicide. Like every run that I made was that. And I worked with some great people, but I worked with some people who weren't so great too. And the last month that I worked, I was called, Dr. Death's on shift today. I wonder how many people are going to die because I had so many suicides on my shifts.
Oh my God.
They didn't take into consideration, demographics of where I covered and things like that. And that had a lot to do with the multiple suicides. But the very last one that I made was my last day of work. I talked to my supervisor and I was like, I have to be done. So they took me off, and then the doc wrote it off. He was like, yeah, you're done. Because it was a kid that was the same age as my son at that time. And that kind of, like that kind of put everything into reality, that I have got to take care of myself, get myself healthy, because I have a son that I need to make sure is okay. So yeah, there was unfortunately several, and I'm not gonna be here and say that, at one time or another did I ever attempt, because I had, thank goodness, I wasn't successful because my purpose wasn't done here, so yeah, that was probably the grimmest part of my career as a medic. And I think the reality of it is like, the mom showed up on scene and things like that. And being a mom, it just kind of pulled me into that. I'm like, how would I act? How would I react? What would I do? Things like that. So, there's more than just the big loud sirens and the fire. There's a lot that the service members have to deal with. And like I said, it's a thankless job, because at the end of the day, after you leave the station and stuff, who are you going to go home and talk to about it? I was a single mom. I wasn't going to put that on my kiddo,
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you can't go home talking about that stuff to your kids.
And that's the thing, is like even trying to get workman's comp for this, the guy that was, because I tried to get workman's comp and stuff, and unfortunately the company wasn't behind me that I worked for with it. And their attorney was like, you knew what you were signing up for. I was like, I signed up to help save lives, but they didn't look at it like that. They didn't want to compensate or anything like that. So, of course they make you look like the bad guy or whatever. So I was just like, you know what, this is happening for a reason. I'm just going to move on, try to move on from whatever it is that's going on. And it did not seem like a blessing at that time, but when I look at it now, it was a blessing that I left, because there was a lot of stuff that happened after I left that I'm glad I wasn't there for. So.
And you're here to tell us your story today, Donna, and you're doing amazing things with your life and for your family. And God, He leads us maybe not where we want to go, but where we need to go sometimes in life.
Right. I always say, he's never failed me. He's never left me in a dark place to where, I didn't come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, it may not be what I want, but he sure as heck gives me what I need, So yeah, I've never had a failing point with God. I know I've failed many a times. I mean, I've not deliberately walked away, but I've found myself walking away, and it's like, there's that little string pulling on your shoulder. Hey, what are you doing? It might be a little episode of whatever, and you're like, You know, if we open our ears,
Yeah.
if we just listen. So, but yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing.
So y'all hope and pray that I make a decision and I decide what show I'm going to do, and we'll get to the Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, how much time do you have until when? So when's your next show? Like a month, 2 months? Where you
No,
need to be doing another show?
so I'm looking at 3 different shows to do. I try not to tell people what I'm doing because people plan around other
Exactly.
or whatever. I just pick a show and I go. I don't care who's doing it. I don't care who shows up. You know, like I said, I do this for myself, and I just want to take my best package forward. So generally we like to start preparing around 12 weeks away from a show. There's one in New York, the one I won last year, that I could do. I didn't want to do anything before April. I could have, but I didn't want to do anything before April. And honestly, I didn't want to do anything before June. But the New York show is right there at the end of May. And there's a couple that are right staggered right after that. So we're looking at between the end of May and mid part of June, maybe. We might even go into July. It just depends, because it just depends on what I look like, what I feel like, and things like that. Like I'm very notorious for making sure that all my lab work is good. So I'm waiting on lab work. I should have that Monday. Just to make sure that, you know, my cholesterol is good, my liver functions are good, my kidney functions are good. You know, those are very important things before you start a prep, because you're going to be dieting very, very strictly. I'll be asking my body to do a whole lot because I'll be incorporating a lot more cardio. There'll be less rest days and things. So I want to make sure that my body's exactly how it is supposed to be, healthy, before I start another prep. And the reason I bring up like kidney functions and liver functions and stuff is because, you know, I consume a whole lot of protein, and I want to make sure that my kidneys are not being taxed on that. I want to make sure that my kidneys and everything are very healthy. So that's pretty much what I'm waiting on to make a decision. I don't have a worry that anything's going to come back, you know, irregular or anything. So we'll be deciding probably this weekend what show. To go defend my title in New York would be nice. So, and then that would give me the rest of the year to prepare for the Olympian in November.
Wherever your next show is, I'll try to come out there and get a seat, come support you.
It's in New York, so save your pennies. That place isn't cheap.
Yeah.
But they do live streams on most of these shows. So.
Oh, okay. So anybody who can't make it there in person can watch you on live stream.
Yep. And usually, if you follow like my Instagram, I usually post whatever show I'm doing a couple of weeks before the show. And then I'll put up any links or whatever to like the pay-per-views and stuff like that. So yeah, they'll have those, that's for sure. Cause it's hard. Cause like my dad's got a head injury and he can't travel to see my shows. So I make sure that they have the pay-per-view so they can watch them. They've only been able to see one of my pro shows. So, you know, it's important that they get to watch.
Yeah, so your dad, you said he's a Marine, retired Marine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'd like to honor your dad today and thank him for his service to his country. And we wish your father...
to be hard-headed and vigilant. Never give up.
Yeah. And it looks like he raised a great daughter. It looks like he did an amazing job as a father. So...
we'll say my mom had a lot to do with it too.
Oh, okay.
You know, it takes a strong woman to be married to a Marine, number one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know what? It does. It takes the whole family coming together, you know, to support just even one person in the family who's military. But you had everybody. It sounds like your brother, your dad,
my son.
Your son, yeah, everybody was military. So
Yeah, I've got a lot of family members that have served, cousins, uncles, what have you. Lots of friends, like some of my dearest friends are military members. I've got a lot of girlfriends. Like I don't have a whole lot of girlfriends. I'm that tomboyish type person, and I never really clicked with girls a whole lot, just because I don't like shopping and things like that or what have you. I don't like pettiness and things like that. So the girls that I found that I click with are military. One of the girls in our gym right now, she's one of the world's strongest women. She's Army, and I absolutely love her because she don't take crap off the guys in the gym, and we're simple. We don't need flashy whatever. So yeah, lots of camaraderie with military members.
No better camaraderie than with your fellow military brother or sister. Yeah.
I've got asked several times, when did you serve? I'm like, I didn't. I'm just glad to be the mom, the sister, the aunt, the cousin, whatever. I'm just here to support everybody. So
yeah, you got all the t-shirts. Army mom, Marine daughter.
Well, I outgrew them all, so I'm gonna have to get over the last couple of years, I've put on a little bit more size. So it's like I've had to start this year buying bigger clothes. So I have a hard time getting rid of my old clothes. I'm like, I only wore this. But yeah, I have a whole section that's all of my military stuff. And like, am I competing? Every time I do a show, I have a different suit made for the nighttime show. That's our finals. And they're always red, white, and blue to honor our military. And actually, it's a military owned company that does my suits now. So
wow,
she's a vet. So
nice.
Yep. So supporting her business, and she supports me with what I'm doing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's about, paying it forward, so.
Yeah. So if anybody's ever out in the Louisville area and they want to go out to the retreat, is what we call it with Active Heroes and stuff, send me a message, email me, send me a message on Instagram. You can follow Active Heroes on Instagram and Facebook. But I can send you the link if you want to post it or whatever too. But it's just an amazing place if anybody ever wants to go to God's country and enjoy the amazing things that are out there.
You said it's called Active Heroes.
Yeah, HEROES. There's an E in the heroes. ROES. Yep. They can get on their website and see everything and contact us, and we'll be glad to show you the retreat and stuff. I love that it's a retreat. It's meant for people to just go out and enjoy, get away from the hustle and bustle and just be, I utilize it. Like I love to go out there and just sit on the big deck that's outside of the Welcome Center and just look over God's country. I mean, it's just hills and valleys. It's beautiful.
And just breathe in.
Yep.
Woosah.
Yep.
Relax.
And the staff is amazing. You know, we've got some staff, and then we've got, you know, a plethora of volunteers. You know, there's different ways that you can volunteer if you want to be involved, you know, in other ways, or just go out and enjoy it yourself.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah. Ready for the pretty weather to be here.
Yeah, that's the best time after when the spring, right? When the spring comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody watching who wants to come out this spring with Active Heroes in Louisville, Kentucky, contact me or Donna, and we will get you linked up and out at a retreat.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy Mother Nature.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that too, because
and a lot of people don't know about it. Like, I'll mention it to people, like if I'm at shows or something, and I'll talk to veterans or whatever, and it's like they don't know about it, and I'm like, oh, we got to get this out here. You know, we've got to make sure that our members know about it and utilize it. You know, save some lives, because I'm telling you, you know, we got to do everything we can. You know, and even if it's just putting this on here, or like I post stuff all the time on my Instagram and stuff, just to hopefully strike somebody's interest and they'll take me up on it, you know?
I might have to come out there. I might have to come out there this spring and have a little retreat and stuff.
Yeah, you can sign up to reserve the cabins on their website.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be nice. You'll be like, I'm going to go back. You're going to be a repeat offender.
Yeah.
A repeat retreater.
Yeah.
Instead of retweeting, we're retreating.
Yeah. And they got grills. You can grill out there and everything.
There's grills and everything. Like, you don't need to. You might need to take your groceries that you're going to cook, but other than that, yeah. So the cabins have, you know, linens and all of that stuff in it. I'm positive that it's got all the cook stuff in it and everything. I haven't stayed in one of the cabins, but I know that they're pretty taken care of. So TVs and all
it's all private property, or
it's all owned by Active Heroes. So, you know, they'll have to let you in and things like that, because, you know, I'm not going to say that we don't want the public to come out there. We do want the public to come out there. We want the public to know about it and stuff, but we have special days for that
right.
But when somebody has the cabin, there will be a groundskeeper that will let you in, and you're secluded. Like, you won't be bothered by anybody.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like about it, is like, it's not open to the public. And I know that I'm welcome to go out there anytime. I can take my dad out there. I can take my son out there, whatever, you know, or they can just go out on their own, you know.
You can bring a dog out there with you and take for a walk, and let them run.
There's tons of guys that come out there with their service dogs and stuff, you know. I know that they have an equine therapy that they offer. I mean, there's so many things on that website. You'll see once you get on there and look, there's so many things that they offer, you know, therapeutic, all kinds of stuff. So, and you know, and that's what it's about, is like offering these things free to offer some type of relief, you know, to our members. So, and the families. So
yeah, you want to give back to the families, especially you know, when you can. And if doing something like this with Active Heroes is definitely giving these families a time to be together again with their family at a time when they are home together, which is very important, especially when they've been gone for so long, you know, whether at war or training or just not here. So for them to come home and have a place to go with their families, and that's truly inspiring. So
because one thing is, like, you know, they teach everybody to go to war, but they don't teach people to come home, you know, and that's something we want to offer, a place of solitude to where they don't have to worry about anything but, you know, readjusting in the quiet. And it,
Yeah,
and it not cost them anything, they're already under enough stress and stuff, especially with inflation and the way things are nowadays. It's too expensive to drive anywhere. It's too expensive to fly anywhere. Hotels are expensive. So this gives them an outlet to be able to enjoy time with their family and it not be, a big expense.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, yeah, definitely. I know some veterans that would definitely like to come out there and spend it. Oh, how long can they stay out there? An hour, up to a day, or as long as they need to, huh?
So they've I know the exact times and stuff like that, but you can rent the cabins. Like to let you choose how many days you're going to rent the cabins and all of that stuff.
Okay.
There's usually a groundskeeper out there all the time. So I'm sure if you were just to ask them, hey, can I come out on this day and just hang out all day? They're not going to have a problem with it.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, I can pretty much drive out there anytime I want and get in. I just need to let somebody know I'm coming out. That's the only thing.
Right. All right.
Yeah. I'm sure anybody that goes out there is going to love it. So the invite's there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have a little you time, a little time, with nature and just enjoy the ambience, around you. So
the free gifts of life.
Yeah.
I know everything is so hurried. So this will give you a chance just to slow down and take it at Jesus' pace. I don't think Jesus ever hurried anywhere,
No. I mean, yeah, you definitely want to enjoy life. You want to stop to smell the roses,
Yep. Yep. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we really appreciate you, Donna. You're an amazing person. I'm glad I had a chance to get to know you. You're doing really amazing things with the community, with Active Heroes, with your family. You're truly an inspiring person to everybody watching. I know there's other people out there that that should be more like Donna. So Donna, lead the way. That's what we say in the military. Lead the way. Keep on keeping on doing what you're doing, especially with Active Heroes. And we thank you for everything that you've done with Active Heroes in the military community and your family. And I wish you the best of luck with your next bodybuilder Olympian competition. And maybe we can get you back on here on the podcast again sometime.
Sure. Just let me know. It happened maybe after the big win.
Yeah, after the win. Yep. Well, you look good, Donna. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Salute. Thank you, Donna.
Oh, wrong hand. Sorry.